Hello and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory, where today we are going to push towards being able to make the assembly line, which is a requirement to make the quantum circuits. We can make the first three quantum circuits, but we won't be able to make the quantum mainframe without the assembly line. And to make the assembly line, we are going to have to make LuV machine holes, which means we're basically going to have to pop back here into the mid game and make some vanadium gallium. So let's take a look at what's involved in making LuV machine hole. LuV machine hole here is aluminum plate. Actually, we don't even need that. Using the polyethylene assembler, we can do vanadium gallium cable, which we don't know how to do yet, and LuV machine casing, which is just 8 aluminum plates. Very easy. So let's just pop back over to our main base at this point, and we will teach the system how to make step 1 LuV machine casing in an assembler. Easy, done. Step 2 is this one in the polyethylene assembling machine, which frankly at this point we have the assembling machine set up with the various config cards, and so what we need to do is we just need to actually put this into one of the blank sides, which I think might be this one here called assembly machine, but let's just pop over and make sure that we're putting it in the right location. I do notice that if that is the correct one, it also doesn't have any pattern upgrades. Yeah, there we go, assembly machine. So this one needs some expansion upgrades to actually be able to fit more recipes. So let's grab 3 of those. Perfect, there we go. So now we've got increased space to actually put recipes into our assembly machine. And at that point, we can request the LuV machine hold, but it won't work because we don't have this vanadium gallium cable. Okay. So next step is teach the system how to make vanadium gallium cable. Well, firstly, we can make it with vanadium gallium wire and silicon rubber in our 24 circuit assembling machine, which we've already got that down here. In fact, probably easiest to just type the number 24. There we go. And then obviously that's going to require us to actually make this vanadium gallium wire, which we may as well just make a chunk at a time. That can be made in our wire mill array, which for some reason, oh, have I not named that interface? That's probably what's going on. Let me just grab this anvil. Wire mill, I think, is all the way down here. No, that's the lathe. This is the wire mill. This interface and that interface. Okay, yeah, it's not named. So let us quickly grab it. Perfect. We'll put the anvil down and we will name this to wire mill. Perfect. And then that can go there. And then we again are going to need some expansion cards for this terminal. Perfect. And then vanadium gallium wire. And lastly, we need to teach the system how to actually make vanadium gallium, which I'm guessing is going to be a blast furnace recipe. Hot vanadium gallium, so we don't need those two there. Okay, which means gallium plus vanadium. Well, that seems pretty obvious. Gallium plus vanadium. Vanadium, I don't think we have taught the system to make. We've got vanadium dust there though, and so it looks so we are going to need. Yep, so we're going to need 2 blast furnaces, one for vanadium, one for vanadium gallium. So if we pop over here, see what's that? That's iridium. We've got 2 furnaces doing iridium, but it is a slow enough process that we might leave that going. So we might use this guy over here to cook up some. We're going to need output buses. We're going to need input buses, and vanadium can use an ULV, but the vanadium gallium is going to require the MV, And then we are also just going to need some heat-proof casings, which can go there and there. Perfect. Now this one here is going to be a vanadium. You've got there. And let's just say we want 1,000 of that for now. Okay, now we might as well get this next one ready to go as well. So output bus at the back with an input bus there. Perfect. And then we just want to figure out, where am I? Input bus ULV. Okay. So we're going to need to crack that open as well to get to those output buses. Perfect. Now we need item conduits. And in fact, that piece needs to go as well. Now these item conduits, nice and easy. You extract into the system. Perfect. Now we need a couple of item filters, and we're going to need a limited and a normal. And I notice we're down to 2 limited, so let's make a few more. Perfect. Now this one here is going to be vanadium dust. Oh. Vanadium dust. There, insert. Perfect. And it doesn't extract. And then this one over here is going to be vanadium ingot, gallium ingot, and it needs 3 vanadium ingots. Perfect. And insert. Good. Now we just need some facades to cover all of that back up. And H do the job. Good, and then we'll put our solar panels back. Good. Now we just need to pop down here to our interface, and we need to give it vanadium dust, which we haven't actually automated, I'm aware, but this will use the vanadium dust that we've actually already got in the system. Now I think, yeah, vanadium magnetite needs to be processed to get vanadium, and then vanadium. Okay, we can get vanadium from vanadium magnetite as well by electrolyzing it. There we go, yep. So there's a couple of ways of getting vanadium, but for now, that should... Input bus. Have I just not configured this properly? Inverter. Good. Perfect. Now, as soon as that is done, vanadium, it looks like it should have made at least 1. There we go. Good. Now that can go here. Now, the next step, I don't know how we do gallium. We do have 64 gallium ingots, okay. Which is made just in a smelter. I guess I've got somewhere in this whole line that gallium ingot set up, and that looks like that's ready. So what we need to do here is we need to get vanadium ingots into this interface, and we need to get gallium ingots into this interface. Good, at which point they should both go into here, and then this is going to be vanadium gallium, which let's say we want 500 of that. Good. Vanadium, gallium. Is it going to need... It doesn't need a fluid. 1 gallium, 3 vanadium. Tungsten steel. Right, this is nitro. Okay. We do have a tungsten steel set up over here, which is completely full. And frankly, signalum, we're struggling with signalum, so maybe what I might do is I might replace this with tungsten steel. We don't have any difficulty with tungsten steel at this point. We've got 2,000 sitting there, so what if we make 100 tungsten steel coil blocks which I think would be more than enough to clear this out. Okay, so it does pause the progress. That's cool. Now let's see. Speed this up a bit by using tunnel mode. And then grab those so that we can at least get this up and running again. That was wrong, that's nichrome. Okay, move that out of the way, put that there. Perfect. Good, I think that should get this guy running. Meanwhile, let's just finish this. Good. And so that, there you go, it's running, perfect. And as soon as that's finished, we'll have vanadium gallium ingots. Good, and then what do we need the vanadium gallium for? We need that to make LuV machine hulls. And we only need one vanadium gallium ingot per machine hull. But we do need to improve our vanadium production. This will produce 250, which will allow us to get to, let's just check on this, vanadium gallium 4. Okay, so we'll be able to get to about 325, I think, vanadium gallium. Vanadium gallium, perfect. And then that can go there. We've got vanadium gallium. And now we just need to make an LuV machine hull, which the system already knows how to make because we taught it that before we started. Oh, right, because we've taught it to craft 16 vanadium gallium wires. It only needs 2, but it crafts 16 at a time. So we need to wait on this to do one more run, which it's mostly finished. And then we will be able to get our vanadium gallium up and running as well. Our LuV machine hull. Perfect. Now let's get rid of these spare blast furnace blocks. We'll clean up our inventory a little bit. Perfect. And then that can go there. That is done. Perfect. LuV machine hull. Go. Gotta wait on the hot ingots to actually convert, and then we can do that. Perfect. And that's scheduled. Why is it stuck? I feel like that should just work. Assembly machine. Because that's not an input bus. So what we could do is we could move this up to there, which will at least get it running. And then that should work, regardless of the fact it's got that circuit. LuV machine casing. LuV machine hull. Unless, does that one need to have a config card? No, it just needs to have polyethylene, which we've got. Ooh. So what are we using at the moment to show this? This needs to be at least LV. So what I might do is I might grab those two. I might grab this hole pattern, and I'll go see what we're currently using to make holes. I think maybe we're using our other assembling setups. Yeah, we've got a polyethylene assembler. Okay, let's put that there. Let's get rid of those and cancel that and then redo that. Good, there we go. I've got an LuV machine up. Later on I'll have to look at fixing up that polyethylene assembler, but for the time being it still works. Good, now with that done we should be able to pop into late game here, and assembling line is actually possible to make now. A large multi-block structure that crafts complex materials similar to an assembling machine are crucial going forward for making a variety of components and machinery. Make sure your power generation circuit production are up to the challenge. Useful to make at least 2 of these to avoid recipe conflicts and for different program circuits. Notice that all numbers of required items are multiples of 12. Assembly line that's 12 units long, allowing for 11 inputs and 1 output. Large enough assembly line to make a fusion reactor, but you'll need to expand to more inputs for later projects. Fluid input hatches can replace any of the steel casings. Yeah, okay. So step 1, let's grab some solid steel casings. 27. We apparently need at least 31, so let's make 30 more. Assembly line casing, we're going to have to teach the system to make that. So I assume we're going to need an assembly line and an assembly line casing. Although I did just notice, cool. So that's an assembler recipe with no fluid, no circuit. Good. This one here. Oh no, good, that's right. So standard molecular assembler gets that one. And then assembling machine. We'll just randomly put it into this config 5, I think. In fact, let's put it down here with our friend, the LuV machine casing, and then I think we should be able to craft the assembly line. Needs to assemble a machine casing, which looks simple enough. Set arrays. Okay, assembly line. Good, make that. Assembling line casing. I think it's we needed 12 of those, yep. Reinforced glass. Assembler machine casing. Oh, that's done. Assembler machine casing. What did that say? That said 11. Good, make that. Great machine casing. Oh, it knows how to make that already. Aluminium rod. Okay. Easy. Put that into a lathe. Good. Lathe. Processing array. Perfect. So that should just work. Go. No. Except we need 24. Opening for CPUs. Probably getting pretty full. We're using 5 at the moment. Energy input hatch LuV. We haven't told the system how to make that yet. So LuV is there. So we need an LuV input hatch, which should craft very quick. It's the assembling processing array is probably being used for other things, so it's going to have to wait for that cable. But now the question is, what is it? Vanadium gallium? Is that what we're meant to be using at this stage for cable? No, that loses per block. Let's take a look. LuV. So, HSSG, niobium, titanium, signalum. Signalum wire can carry LuV and has 0 loss per block. Okay, well, signalum wire seems very easy to make. So, signalum wire here in a wire mill. And then we're going to want to combine these there, and we're 16 there. Good, and then we wanted to coat it as well using 24 and silicone rubber. Good, now you show me 24, that gets to go there, and then show me the molecular arrays. Good, and so at that point, we've got the energy hatch. We can grab this signalum cable. Let's just make 8 for now. And we are also going to need a CEF of LuV tier. We'll do 4 to start with. Mainframe. Good. Now, I saw that signalum is already done. Perfect. CEF. I need LuV CEF. Perfect. Make that. Now, let's take a look. None of those are finished crafting yet, because it's waiting on a whole lot of arrays to be made. Great machine casings are still being made. CEF still being made. Yeah, okay. We're just going to have to wait on various things to be crafted at this stage, I think. But let's take a look. So we've got energy input hatch. We need fluid. Well, output bus. Let's grab that. One output bus. We need 1 assembly lines coming. 1 input. Well, so fluid input hatches can be LV. The system actually doesn't know how to make LV input hatches. Let's grab MV and see if that triggers. It does not. So then, fluid input hatch. We'll teach the system to make LV for the time being, and then we'll tell it to forget it afterwards. Going to you, we get to go there. Fluid input hatch, LV, go. Four of those, good. And then you can forget about how to make that, because we will just use MVs in future. Good. Now we've got that. We need input bus. ULV. Good. Now we just need the various assembling parts and the great machine casing. So that's going, assembling. We've got the assembly line, and then we're just waiting on all of the other parts to craft, which looks like it shouldn't take much longer to actually finish up. Perfect. Now, I think we're probably going to put our assembly line down here for the time being, and if it's going to be 11 long, then let's look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think we're going to have to do it long ways there, but I believe it's also 3 high, which is going to make automating it a little difficult in this space. So instead, what we might do is we might actually just pop over into this space down here, and we will at least set it up down here, and then we will basically play around with it, figure it out, and then we can move it if needed, and if it will work space-wise and everything. But let's take a look. So assembly machine casings, good, done. Now we just need the line casings and the great machine casings. Line casings look like they're still going. I don't know if that's stuck. We'll have to take another look in a minute, but the grates I think are done. Okay. Line casing, yeah. Assembly. show me that. Don't tell me it can be done in Ivy, but the assemblers I've just put it into are LV tier, so I've actually not plugged in an Ivy assembling machine yet, so I do have an Ivy CEF down there, so what I can do is I can grab, not extruders, it's here, assembling machine, cool, give me those, give me that recipe, and we'll pop over here to our IV setup. What have we got here? A compressor. So CEF, the CEF is directly connected, so I forget what the IV line is called. Oh, it's just LuV. Okay, that's easy. What I might do, I'll move the, here we go. I'll move the CEF back so that we can put, where's our aluminum cable? There. If we put that there, then we can put the CEF there, and that'll at least just get things running. And then we can put our IV assembling machine here with an interface on top of it. It's going to need to be set up so that it can output and input to the top side. There we go. And then that needs to have this pattern. Perfect. And then 1, 2, 3. Good. Then that should oh, right, I need to actually connect this. So give me conduit, which can just go there. And those should get imported into the system. Perfect. Good, and it's almost finished. Now, put those all away, put that away. Good, we've got 12 of those, we've got the CEF. Good, we've got everything that we should need. So let's go give this a play and see if we can actually craft it. Well, not craft it, build it. Oh. What's that? The assembly line is particularly unusual multi-block. You might be tempted to dump everything into a chest and route items using item conduits. Slow, prone to jamming, inflexible. If you've unlocked the Empower, you might have considered faces, item laser relays. Make other automation think that all the item input buses are the same inventory. Okay, so it doesn't actually move it to the inventories, it just we'll have to give it a play. But for now, let's just pop down here. So, where is our assembler? There. Let's have a look at this. So, input bus bottom and then assembly line casing above it. Okay, let's take a look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, let's go over play outside and at least just get this made. So give me some cobblestone so that I can build it. That's 11. Now we need the solid steel casing along the bottom. No, we don't. We need input buses. Okay. It says, yeah, we need an input bus there. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good. Now we need solid steel along the edges of that. Yep. Good. Now, the assembly line. Oh, okay, so we need assembly line casings along the midsection here. And then we need the assembly line itself on top of that. Reinforced glass on the edges, great machine casings. Okay. Move you. Where's our reinforced glass? Here. Oops. Great machine casings on top of that. Good. Now, what actually goes behind the assembly line? Assembler machine casings. So, right there. Good, and then we need energy input hatch. That says EV, but we've got this LuV energy input hatch, which I think can probably go here. And then across the top, I think we can put these solid steel. Okay, let's give this a go with, if we just put the assembly there, didn't form, it dislikes, oh, what we do need to do is we need to put an output bus at the end here. Although it also needs the fluid input hatches. Okay, show me this. 12 assembly line casing. 11 input buses, 1 output bus. Bottom outside is fluid input hatches. Okay, so we need to put the output bus here. Okay, that can go there, and then solid steel machine casings on either side. Reinforced. Oops. Reinforced casing, put that last assembly machine line, give me the assembly machine casing, the solid steel, there, and then the grates. Good. Did that just form? Awesome. Now we do need fluid hatches here. There. Good. So that looks like it's forming on our first attempt. Perfect. Now, let's see what we can do about actually using this now. Okay, so it is 4 high, so I don't know if it's going to fit at all inside of these. We might need to look at what we can do about redesigning a bit to make that fit. But what I can do is I can put a CF here, use our signalum wire cable there, and then we can grab some energy conduit. Signalum is the best that we've got, and let's just make a chunk more of that. Good. And then we can grab, ooh, actually what we need is end steel, which might really struggle to keep up with power requirements. But this is only testing, so hopefully it's good enough to get like a single craft going. Yeah, that's feeling rather slow. So I suspect it might not be able to keep up with even a single craft. But good, we've got our assembly line made. Now we're going to need the assembly line to make the quantum mainframe. But before we get to the quantum mainframe, we're first going to have to make all of the quantum circuits. That said, that we are very much at time, so thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.